So Bitcoin, let me jump to the 2 hour, and this is all we need to see is that we continue to be trading between the line of hope, right? The line of hope and this peculiar trend line that once price breaks above or below, we should see a big move, a really big move. Now that move, could be into the resistance over here at 4,000. We could get a break of this range over here, haven't really been above $42,000 since the middle of May. A breakout of this could send us to test that area and potentially even break it. Probably first move into it, probably a rejection. What trend lines over here do we have? We have in this area right now around 39,600. You can see the horizontal resistance at the same time, right above that, getting closer to 4,100. On the downside, we could come, realistically and test, as low as into the 25, I'll call it 25,500 area. You know, those would be big time buy spots coming down into this area of channel support. Not that we haven't broken. This was a lot of volatility going on. This was capitulation, right? But the trend line is still in place. And after the capitulation, after the large volatility, you could see this level really being firmed up with 3 touches to it, right? That's the expected. I would imagine anything could happen, right? It could go lower. Bitcoin could go to zero. Understand and know your risks, right? We're not getting into that today, but watch out. And now, if we break down, it doesn't mean that we're going down as far as 25,500 or testing anything like that or anything like that, right? We could test again the $30,000 area. We got trendline support in that area, of course, horizontal support. That area could very well hold between 29,000 and 29,000 and 30,000. I imagine there's a lot of buyers down there. A lot of buyers down there. Now, a lot of people, if this breaks out to the upside over here, I'm not talking about continuing the momentum and the next leg up and breaking the most important trend line in crypto, right? I'm just talking about breaking outside this little triangle, right? If that happens, there's going to be a lot of people who are going to be wishing they could have bought in this area over here when price was trading around that $30,000. We'll see it right now. And now there's many people here who are highly cautious and they don't know what's happening next, and they're just really staying defensive and they're just waiting and staying patient, right? And then you have myself, right, with over the last couple of weeks, not this week, the prior 2 weeks, I bought the dip, not even trying to time it. I'm just buying the dip here. I believe 50% drawdown from the all-time high mid-cycle. Beautiful opportunity. I understand my risks. I know we could go lower. But to me, is the risk to the upside? Well, it's going to be there soon. It's going to be there soon. It's only a matter of time, in my mind, before we break, the most important trend line in crypto. And when we do, the momentum should really begin picking up and kicking up. So, 48 minutes, 545 likes on 1,000 people. Thanks for being here. That's a lot of likes. Thanks for being here. Thanks for spending the time together. This is Summer Crew strong over here in CTM, right? It's the summer, yet we're still so strong, and that's awesome. I heard Greg say this morning in the Discord, he's like, listen, you just need to be the best, you have to try and just be the best you that you could be. And that's all. And that's hard and that takes effort, but it's so important not to be too hard on yourself, right? To understand that you are human, that you are flawed, right? That you're going to make mistakes. Don't be too hard on yourself. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. You have to love yourself. You can't love, if you don't love yourself, you can't love your neighbor, right? Love your neighbor as you love yourself, which also means that you have to be kind with yourself. You have to be patient with yourself. You have to be understanding with yourself. You have to be merciful with yourself, right? As thy neighbor. All right, everyone. Good session. Good session. Thanks for being here. Michael, welcome. It's good that you're here. I'm so glad that you're here with us, and if you're listening now and you haven't yet subscribed, and you're out there, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. You can see that this is the most important trend line in crypto. And once that breaks, this is conquering the markets all day long. It's how we play out of corrections. Now, that's worked out a few different ways. We talked about the first repair. If I go to my document, showing our overall thesis, it gives the date of the video where we talked about that first repair and the first, whether or not this holds or we make a lower low, we have no idea. But the risk to reward is absolutely here right now. Once that happens, breaking outside of this one, at that point, again, it doesn't mean that the low is in, but the probability of that happening increases drastically. And it's a good risk to reward. At that point on the break, momentum should be picking up, and it should be only a matter of time before we're testing that all-time high at $64,500 on Bitcoin, getting ready to continue to new all-time highs. That's my opinion. That's the way I see things. Again, you do want to follow those who have a history of being correct and on the right side. I honestly, there are a couple out there who called the bottom when I did in December 18. I don't know anyone else who called this move over here in January, but there's no question I did. The break. I never thought we broke down this trend line right here on Bitcoin had we not had the crisis. But we had the crisis, the dollar liquidity crisis. We had the model break, this anomaly, and we were here to lean in and make sure that we were all positioned ahead of not only the halvening, because you have this line over here, May 11th, 2020, that's the halvening. But we were looking for the breakout of the bull market, right? It was the breakout of this trend line here from the last all-time high, setting off our position over here and getting ready for this. That's what's been happening. What do we expect that our original presentation and thesis is going to play out correct? Yeah, there's no reason to believe that anything has changed. The only thing that has changed is time has proven us to be, like that close to being on the heartbeat. So everyone, have a beautiful day. I'll see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow we got Thursday, and then we have Thursday FX training session. Someone had a question on the pound, US dollar. We'll give it a close look tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be nice also because we have the potential breakout of the DXY here, right? Or rejection, right? And if we get rejected, by the way, into the resist, we're watching this line over here, right? As long as this line holds over here, the potential for the rejection, then, it remains in place. Breaking down outside of over here, and then we go heavily neutral again back into no man's land. All right? So, again, this is dependent on the Fed. The dollar could bust through here if we talk about like a big taper coming soon. And if they don't, or if for some reason the mean minutes prove that they barely spoke about it or something, then we could see this resistance provide resistance. We could see this line break, right? That's where we're at right now. Good session, everyone. Lots of love. I'll talk to you tomorrow.